What is going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Nick. I'm your host, and in today's video it's all about Bonnie Parker. Miss Parker, Bonnie and Clyde. I'm sure you know who she is if you're watching this video. Anyway, we're in Dallas. Wow, lots of animals. We're in Dallas, Texas today, kind of around the Dallas area, and we're going to a few locations I've never been to and have never been seen before on YouTube. They're not in any particular order. Where we're going to start right now, we're in Crown Hill Memorial Cemetery, where Miss Parker is currently laid to rest next to her mother, Emma, down that way. And then we're going to two locations. One of them, I'll talk more about it when we get there, but one of them has, actually both of them have never been seen before on YouTube. Where her funeral was and where she was originally laid to rest. So I hope you enjoy. Let's dive into another Bonnie and Clyde adventure. Let's go. Wow, and this shows you how close we are to Love Field. Crazy. I never realized it was that close. Love Field, for those of you who do not know, is where President JFK's body was taken out of after the assassination. But is it just me? I say this in a lot of my videos, but if I find myself in a cemetery, like in the morning when the sun's coming up, as you can see, it's just, I don't know why, for how like grim it is, it's a happy place for me. So I don't know. Anyway, we gotta walk. I guess I could have just parked over there. Oh well, we gotta walk this way, down that way, and she should be behind these bushes somewhere, but I don't see this too often. Kind of like an outdoor mausoleum. That way is the mausoleum, but anyway, Bonnie Parker, the Crown Hill Mausoleum. I've never been in there. This is my fourth time coming to see Bonnie Parker. And usually it's always muddy around here. Wow. So many headstones. It's always muddy, my shoes get muddy, so I wore beat up shoes today. But basically, if you're trying to find her, there's the main entrance right there. And she's basically straight ahead. Also, if you Google Bonnie Parker's gravesite, it comes right up. And here she is. There's always classic shotgun shell, bullets, bottles of alcohol. That, honestly, I have no idea. That looks like a cigar. Oh no, it's a rose. It's a rose. Somebody left roses here. Wow. It's like eerie always to come here and know who she was and know she's 6 feet below, but at the same time, it's cool. I mean, I'm a fan of dark history, historical stuff, American history, and Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, I mean, that's, you know, Depression era gangster American history at its best right there. And obviously next to her is Emma Parker, died in 1944. Even for Bonnie and Clyde, I try not to stand, you know, directly on their graves. I usually try to stand like in the middle like this, but let's see. Bonnie Parker, October 1st, 1910. I should know that. Yeah, because she was 24. May 23rd, 1934. As the flowers are made sweeter by the sunshine and the dew, so this old world is made brighter by the lives of folks like you. I don't know how many people's lives were made brighter by Bonnie Parker. Just saying. Can you imagine what she put her poor mother through, Emma Parker? 86 to 1944. And not even her mother, but her sisters too. You know? Some of her sisters, like Billy Mace, got caught up in Bonnie and Clyde shenanigans. Now, I've been here, like I said, this is my fourth time, so if you follow my channel for a while, you already kind of know this place, know this story, but I wanted to start here. Really, no reason. It was the closest to my house till we get to downtown Dallas. So this video is a little out of order, but like I said, I mainly wanted to show going to the next locations where we'll talk more about her funeral service, how everything ended up. But anyway, if we're doing a Bonnie and Clyde video, might as well start off the morning with Miss Parker, 6 feet below us, right here. Died at the age of 24. She could have led a totally different life. I feel like Clyde was just, his life was kind of set up to go down that path, but Bonnie had, you know, bigger aspirations. She wanted to be a poet. She wanted to be like an actor. She wanted so much more for herself. And I think at the time she figured, you know, when she got with Clyde, that being famous like that with Clyde was the only way that she could, you know, become countrywide famous back in that day, which is, I'm sure, is probably true. It's crazy though, because now all these years later, everybody knows about Bonnie and Clyde, so she basically got what she wanted. It's crazy. All right, just like that, we're gonna say goodbye to Miss Parker, and we're going to head to where her funeral was held. So let's go there next. Now if I'm being honest, I probably would have stayed and filmed there more, but this, I've never had this issue before, but I've heard from 2 other people like passing here that there's basically a homeless problem, not just in this area, but in this cemetery. And I saw 3, and like one guy was walking right up towards me, and you know, nothing against obviously homeless people, like I pray for them, you just never know. I saw a guy getting attacked in San Francisco by a homeless guy with a knife once, so I'm always like weary. Anyway, I probably would have stayed there and filmed more, but whatever. Moving on to the next location, let's go. Alrighty, made it to our next location. I've never been here. Actually, it took me a while to kind of find this location, and this is one nobody on YouTube has ever been to, because I don't really know if there's much of a point coming here, but we're documenting where history took place right in this park behind me. This is the location of the old McCamey Campbell funeral home where Bonnie Parker's funeral was held. Let's go take a look. Now, obviously, it looks nothing like it did back then, but actually the road, I guess this right here is still the original road, but they added a bunch. There used to be all buildings across. There was all buildings lined up, you know, this way. But basically right in front of us, this is the old address, 1921 Forest Avenue, Dallas. So we're in South Dallas, and the only thing I could really think of is all of the photos that were taken at Bonnie Parker's funeral. The estimated 20,000 people showed up to hers and 10,000 to Clyde's, but about 20,000 people, all right in front of us back in the year May 23rd, 1934. I know there's not much to see here today. It's just the park. But like I said, if you can just put yourself back in time and imagine all the people standing right here going into the funeral home building, which was basically right where these trees are today. Right here. This is nuts. Wow. Not going to stay here too long because obviously there's not much to see. It's just a park. But it's a place that no one on YouTube has ever visited. I will proudly say I'm the first, just like the next location we're going to go to. So check this off my Bonnie and Clyde location list. Now what I'm going to do now is I have news coverage footage of the day the funeral happened. So I'll throw it in now. It's actually really interesting to see. But while you're watching it, pay attention to the street, the funeral home, all the people. That all happened literally right here, how many years ago? So let's roll the tape.
At another funeral home in Dallas, 3 miles across the city from where Clyde's body lay, lies the body of Bonnie Parker, and here the crowd is even greater. As far as is recorded, Bonnie Parker was the worst woman bandit since the days of Belle Starr. She is the only woman ever to be shot down by officers of the law in attempted capture. Bonnie's burial was attended only by close friends and relatives, which numbered about 150 people, including her sister, Billie Mace.
All right, now we're going to go to the location, which if you clicked on this video, you've been waiting to see. So I know, I saved the best for last. We're going to the old Fishtrap Cemetery. It's currently La Reunion Cemetery. It's been closed for over 10 years. Over 10 years, and no one on YouTube has ever been there. So I hope I can get in. I'll see you there. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we made it to the location. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you were waiting to see. I finally found it. For a couple years, I had no idea, but we made it to Fishtrap Cemetery, which is today La Reunion Cemetery. Now, before we take a look, I want to say thank you to one of my subscribers on a previous Bonnie and Clyde. Wow, that's loud. Sorry about the construction in the back. I wanted to say thank you to one of my subscribers who commented on a Bonnie and Clyde video of the past, said to me, hey, you should go to Fishtrap Cemetery where Bonnie Parker was originally buried. Nobody has ever done that video. And I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. And I found it. I don't know if we'll be able to get in because, like I said, it's been closed for over 10 years. Looks like the gates are locked. And I also have to find out where her grave was originally. So let's go take a look. The original Fishtrap Cemetery. Now, a little background while we're walking. So Bonnie Parker died May 23rd, 1934. Everybody knows the ambush with Clyde Barrow. Died in Gibbsland, outside Gibbsland, Louisiana. And she was originally buried here at Fishtrap Cemetery. And Clyde is still to this day buried 1 mile from here. And this is what I was afraid of. This has been locked. Honestly, I debated about hopping the fence because you probably could do it. I'm gonna go take a look down this way. Wow, this is on a nice lake. So this is in West Dallas. Like I said, this is where Clyde is originally from. Oh my gosh, is there an opening? Holy crap. Oh my God, you know what? We had like recent storms, like tornado actually touched down in the spring. Oh my God, guys, we lucked out. Holy crap, I did not expect, I didn't think I was going to be able to get in here, to be honest with you. So from what I read online, you're not supposed to go in here. Obviously this is all locked, but look at this. It's like it was meant to be. Wow, I'm in the original Fishtrap Cemetery. Holy crap. Now, the question is, where was Bonnie Parker originally buried? So I do have a hint to find out where she is. Her mother's maiden name was Kraus, Emma Kraus. So from what I've read online, Bonnie Parker's grandparents on her mother's side are still buried here. So if we can find Kraus, we will see the the Kraus family plot, which is where Bonnie should have been laid to rest. So let me take a peek around, see if I can find it. It's really, as you can see, it's really not that big. It shouldn't take too long. But wow. Well, that couldn't have been any easier. Look, we just came in straight ahead. Here is the Kraus family plot. Oh my gosh, so this is Bonnie Parker's grandfather, Frank Kraus, her grandmother, Mary Jane Kraus, and Samuel Kraus. I'm not sure who that is. But I would highly, highly, highly suspect that Bonnie Parker was laid to rest right here in her grandparents' family plot. There's only one photo online that shows her original grave, and my idea here, I'll throw it in right now, but my idea was I'll come and look for a family plot that's kind of outlined with this cement there, because you could see It almost looks like she may have been buried right here. I mean, you guys take a look at the photo and let me know. But it has that cement, that top part of the plot right there. So I would think she was maybe right here at one point, or could have been over there. I don't know. I feel like she would have been right here. But this right here is possibly somewhere in this area is the original burial spot of Bonnie Parker. Holy cow. Man, and like I said, this is only 1 mile away from Clyde. Somewhere out in the distance is Clyde Barrow, 6 feet underground. Wow. So Bonnie's body laid to rest here, we would assume, right? This is her grandparents, so we would assume she's right here. Laid to rest here from 34 to 45, so 11 years. And then her mother passed away in 1944, Emma Krause Parker, right? Now, I think from what I read online, her headstone, the whole area was always being vandalized. Even back in the 1940s, it was always being vandalized because it was Bonnie Parker. So when her mother died, they decided, instead of bringing her mother here, both of them would be moved to Crown Hill Memorial Cemetery, where we were in the beginning of the video. But like I said, no one has ever been here before on YouTube. There's been people who've taken photos, but no one has ever been here. So this was really cool to see in person.
Billy Mace is attended at the funeral by 2 deputy sheriffs and a matron of the jail. Clyde Barrow's mother and father, seen in the foreground, and his brother, also pay their respects to the girl who was Clyde's only friend and who died by his side. In the last few words of Bonnie's own poem, which she penned before her death, to a few it means grief. To the law, it's relief. But it's death to Bonnie and Clyde.
As I was talking about earlier in the video, estimated 20,000 attended Bonnie's funeral, 10,000 Clyde. And this is it. I'm still in shock that I'm here. This cemetery is obviously not kept up basically at all. It looks like maybe somebody cuts the grass. I don't know, but apparently there's some like German, it's buried in here or something. This is pretty cool. And right there is another look at the Krause family plot. Bonnie Parker's grandparents are still here. And I'm just basically in dumb luck that a storm took out this and I can access this, because otherwise we would have just got the view. Well, we definitely could have seen from over here. Yeah, we would have been able to see that. But see, what if the Krause family was out there somewhere, you know? It kind of would have been a waste of a trip and a video, but it worked out. Look at that. It was just like it was meant to be, huh? Something else that's interesting, I was just reading this article last week. I never knew this. Bonnie, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I never knew this. Bonnie Parker's headstone that we saw in the beginning of the video, that was originally stolen. And it was thankfully recovered, but I'll throw in a photo of that recovered it. They're kind of just holding it, but yeah, it was replaced and, well, not replaced, replaced where it originally belongs with Bonnie Parker. One last thing I wanted to mention is it's very interesting to me. Since the last maybe 6-7 years, there are stories going about that the descendants of Bonnie and Clyde, Bonnie's niece and Clyde's nephew, are still to this day trying to have Bonnie moved from Crown Hill Memorial to the cemetery. I think it's Western Heights Cemetery, if I'm not mistaken. Western Heights Cemetery, where Clyde is. And there's still, if you go back and watch like any of my other Bonnie and Clyde videos where I go see the gravesite of Clyde, there's a spot. There's like his parents to the left, there's Clyde, and then there's his brother Buck, Marvin, next to him. But there's an open spot, and it's like purposely open just in case someday Bonnie Parker is exhumed and moved there. Will it ever happen? I don't know. You kind of would think that since these are their direct descendants and they both agreed, both sides of the family, yeah, let's have them move, or let's have Bonnie moved, you think it would happen. But I guess there's all this legal stuff that needs to happen first to make that happen. But anyway, the fight is still on. So if ever Bonnie Parker's body is moved, I'm gonna try and be one of the first YouTubers to cover it, because that would be something. That would be pretty cool. Well, y'all, it's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more Bonnie and Clyde videos, I have an entire Bonnie and Clyde playlist I'll put at the end right about now. So otherwise, glad to be here. Glad to be the first YouTuber to make it to Fishtrap Cemetery, where Bonnie Parker was originally laid to rest. Hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.